Revolt of 1857. Causes of the uprising. The Revolt of 1857 took place due to many political, economic, social, religious and military factors. What were the political factors that led to the Revolt of 1857? Let's find out. The introduction of policies like the Subsidiary Alliance and the doctrine of lapse made the English East India Company the paramount power in India. It ousted several political rulers from their positions. Awadh's annexation by the British caused deep anguish among the soldiers of the Bengal army. Nana Sahib, the adopted son of the Maratha Peshwa Baji Rao II, was denied pension by the English East India Company and forced to leave his base at Pune and shift to Kanpur. Not only did the British declare the ruler of Ramgarh in the Mandla region of Madhya Pradesh unfit to rule, they also refused to recognize the Queen, Rani Avantibai Lodhi, as the next legitimate ruler. The British attitude towards the Mughal Emperor, Bahadur Shah Zafar, added fuel to the fire. Lord Dalhousie ordered him and his family to move out of the Red Fort, which had been the residence of the Mughal Emperor for centuries. Lord Canning denied the successors of Bahadur Shah the title of Emperor. Such insults by the British towards the Indian royalty triggered anger amongst the rulers and the common people. Let us now look at the economic factors that led to the Revolt of 1857. The situation of the peasants worsened under the new land revenue policies introduced by the British, as they now had to pay huge land revenues. Zamindars and moneylenders took advantage of the situation and exploited the peasants. There was no help from the government. As a result, famine started occurring regularly. Britain used all the wealth it earned from the export of gold, silver and other precious goods from India for its colonial expansion and to finance the Industrial Revolution. The one-way free trade policy and high import duties charged on Indian goods in Britain led to the collapse of the handicrafts industry in India. Millions of people became unemployed. There were several social and religious factors that led to the Revolt of 1857. Racial discrimination was rampant. The British always looked down upon Indians and distanced themselves from the locals. Indians were not promoted to higher ranks in administrative and military services. With the introduction of British policies that supported Western education, widow remarriage and abolition of sati, the orthodox sections of Indian society began to feel threatened. The Muslim and Hindu religious teachers saw Western education as a threat to their religious practices and education. People panicked as they felt that the social reforms introduced by the British could take away their religious rights. Many Indians came to believe that the British intended to convert them to Christianity forcibly. This was in part due to the enthusiastic missionary activities of the British. For the first time, taxes were imposed on lands where mosques and temples stood. Besides these, there were the military factors too that led to the Revolt of 1857. One of the reasons for contention was a law passed in 1816 that required sepoys to travel abroad if required. This created discontent among the Hindu soldiers, as they were afraid of losing their caste if they traveled abroad. Further, sepoys often faced ill treatment and humiliation at the hands of British officers. With the annexation of Punjab and Awadh, the sepoys were denied bhatta, the extra payment that they received for their services in these areas. Sepoys were also unhappy with the growing poverty of the peasantry, as most of them belonged to peasant families. The Enfield rifle issue is believed to have been the immediate cause of the revolt. In 1856, sepoys were issued new Enfield rifle guns. To load the rifle, sepoys had to bite the cartridge, covered in a grease-coated paper that made it waterproof. The grease contained animal fat, which was taboo for both Hindus and Muslims. On 29th March 1857, Mangal Pandey, a soldier of the 34th Bengal Infantry, refused to use the Enfield cartridges. He revolted by openly firing on his superior officer, for which he was arrested and executed. This incident proved that the sepoys could take extreme steps to protect their religious beliefs. Thus, the discontent that had spread in the military and the common people is believed to have led to the revolt of 1857.